I lost 29 pounds.
53 pounds.
80 pounds. This diet is different than any other diet.
The results have been great.
You see the scale move immediately.
I dropped 2 sizes.
I think it was 6 to 8 pounds within the first week.
My waist, my thigh, my hips, and those measurements kept going down as well.
HCG is human chorionic gonadotropin, which is a really complicated sounding name that really represents the chemical name for the hormone associated with pregnancy. It's actually the hormone that we check for in women's blood to see if they're pregnant or not. HCG is something that we have used for many years in 2 different formats for women and for men, in much higher doses than what we use in this program for weight loss in the office. For instance, with in vitro fertilization for women, where we need to administer HCG to stimulate their ovaries, to make lots of eggs that can be harvested for transfer procedures later. Women will get on the order of 10 to 30,000 units of this HCG a day for 4 or 5 days a cycle. Similarly, in men, very often younger men who have low testosterone levels, and we want to increase their testosterone for them, as opposed to giving them the testosterone, we can actually give them injections of HCG periodically that will stimulate their testicles to make more. So over the last 10, 20, 30 years, HCG administration to men and women for those indications I mentioned has been used without any issues with safety. And in this program, just for a 6-week period, we're asking patients just to use 150 units a day. And as an obstetrician for 16 years, I've always appreciated this. The physiology between a mother and a baby is obviously set up to support the baby. If somehow this baby is accessing this mother's fat stores, which is the most efficient form of energy we all have, is stored fat. Maybe administration of this to people who have a weight issue and want to lose fat can facilitate access of that storage fat. With calorie restriction would be sort of the engine that would push the HCG to access the fat for them and facilitate weight loss.
You don't lose it in your face first or your breasts or, the places that you want to keep it.
I've been amazed at the consistency of the results I've seen. And just to give you a broad overview, for most women that come in for this program, the average gal who comes in to see me there's 30 to 50 pounds they're looking to lose. And I would say that 80–90% of the time or more in that first cycle, if they comply with what we ask them to do, they will lose that amount of weight in that one cycle.
I've lost 80 pounds and lost that I think in about 5 months. So it's a quick weight loss, and as far as how I feel great. A lot of my friends are on HCG now or have been on it and lost the weight that they wanted because people, when they see something that works, that I think a picture is great, but being in person and knowing somebody, it speaks loudly.
As my wife and I had 3 kids, I gained more weight than she did with each child, and even though I had the easy part, it was just a lot of sympathy eating. There's some pictures of me that were taken at a birthday party that I had just this last year. All throughout those pictures, I kept on noticing, man, that's a really big guy in that picture, and I'm taking up a space where there's 2 other people next to me. It's the same space. So I wanted to do something else about it after I looked at those pictures, and I just kept on hemming and hawing. When should I do it? When shouldn't I? When you have a family and you see their faces and you know the impact you make on their everyday life, it's very important to me to be around for them.
I'll have people sit at my desk who've come, sat down, know they want to do this, and I say 500 calories a day, and they really don't know for sure that they can do it.
I said to myself, well, I'm going to eat more than 500 calories a day. But it wasn't so bad.
To go down to 500 to 750 calories, I was able to do it, and it wasn't that bad. It was just a change.
What they're most shocked with as they get into it, though, is by the time they're into this a couple of weeks, they're very comfortable.
Your body's getting nutrients. It's just getting it from not the food you eat, but your fat. I did it for 6 weeks. I lost 29 pounds. Thrilled to find something that actually works. Well, I think it put a smile back on my face, and I felt better just walking down the street because I used to always want to hide. I always wanted to just cover up.
When you look at the idea that it's less risky versus surgery and pharmaceutical intervention, and that it's 6 weeks, and that in general most people maintain that weight loss once they're off and go back to regular calorie intake. The calculation is very easy in my mind, what I would choose to do before resorting to any of these other things if weight loss was a goal that I wanted to achieve, that I'd really been trying to achieve for some time.